What's going on, guys? It's me, Hunter here, back with another how-to series or how-to episode in the series. And today we're going to be talking about diamond snipers, arguably one of the hardest archetypes of weapon to gold or to diamond in this game because snipers have been changed a lot. There's plenty of videos on that already. Basically, I'm just going to be telling you how to gold each and every one of the snipers. Basic tips and tricks, nothing too much, nothing nothing too in-depth, as this video is based on 4 guns, and if I go through each one in-depth, it'll be about a 30-minute video. But as you can see, I do have diamond for my sniper rifles. I have gold stuff. I'm almost there to dark matter. Not really. I only have 2 out of so many, 2 out of 5 primary sections unlocked for diamond. I have tac rifles for diamond, and I have sniper rifles for diamond. But, okay. So let's get into it. So let's start off with the first one I had the most trouble with, the Koshka. I already have a video on how to gold the Koshka, so if you really want to go like even more in depth into it, run the Koshka, or like look at that video. Basically, 100 one shot, 100 one shot, 1 kill medals. You just really have to aim high with this Koshka, as it's a bit of a pain. And until you unlock high caliber, you are going to get a lot of hit markers. It is one of the very last attachments you'll get on this gun. So yeah, rock it. Quick draw is a nice thing. FMJ as well, allowing you to wall bang. But I found stock to be really nice for hard scope and lanes. Laser sight would be aight, but there's something else that I like a lot more. So right now we're rocking quick draw with high caliber, and we're gonna rock no optic because the sight on it is cool, and the elo sight is too small in my opinion. The iron sights are too clunky. Recon you could use, but NVIR nah. You want to rock the operator mod. Now for when going for one shots, high caliber is the only really attachment you need. But rocking quick draw to get your scope zoomed in fast enough is also a nice thing to do. So just getting these one shot, 1 kill medals are fine with high caliber, maybe a sight, but that's pretty much it. Your long shot medals will come naturally. If you go to Icebreaker, you can kind of camp in the water outside of spawn, and you can get a lot of long shot medals. Mother of Pearl and Purple Hex are very self-explanatory. Just grind those kills out, no attachments, and 5 attachments with an optic. The optic I recommend is Elo Sight or Recon. The 5 attachment setup I recommend is simply, like I said, Recon for your optic, and then you want to rock quick draw, high caliber, laser sight 1 and 2, and then for your 5th attachment, you can either pick FMJ or quick draw 2. You can also pick fast mags. You kind of change the laser sight game up a little, but that's up to you. It's nothing like super important. Your double kills will come naturally. They are a bitch with this weapon, but it's not like it's impossible. You will get it eventually. It is not impossible. Spectrum, get 5 kills without dying 5 times, with all kills coming from the Koshka. Self-explanatory, get bloodthirsties with the Koshka, and only the Koshka. Now, one thing that does happen a lot is I die a lot. The Koshka really, if you look into my other video, you will see that I fucking hate the sniper rifle. It just doesn't fit in the new kind of health pool we have now. It's so unforgiving. It's too slow to make up for a hit marker, and it doesn't have enough damage to kind of have a feel for, or kind of have a just a better use. Like, it doesn't have enough damage to fit itself in the meta against the paladin. It doesn't have the fire rate to fit itself against the outlaw. But you have to play smart with this thing. This thing is all about getting the right angles, and yeah, getting your bloodthirsties are going to be very important. I recommend that you rock certain perks with certain stuff. The tac mask is nice, lightweight, dead silence is cool, but you can take off lightweight, put on dexterity, because you are going to be picking up enemies' weapons, preferably SMGs to ARs. SMGs mainly. If you pick up an enemy or a teammate's Spitfire, and or Maddox or a SOG, you can really defend yourself when people rush you. Someone's rushing me, I can switch to a SOG that's fully equipped with attachments or something and burst them down and kill them and keep myself alive. Why don't try to go for the kill up close with a Koshka? You're most likely not going to get it. And you know, you might be thinking, but you're not getting progress, you're bloodthirsty. Well, when does it matter if you're going to stay alive in the end, right? Staying alive is more important than risking it, right? The only time I recommend risking it is when you absolutely know you're going to win. If you're not sure in the slightest, switch to a SMG and try to win that gunfight, because staying alive is more important than getting kills, in my opinion. Once again, rock the operator mod. Don't rock a scope. You're going to be rocking these attachments right here. And that's going to be your setup. These attachments and these perks and this setup is going to be your #1 way of getting your gold Koshka. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot to get used to, but you will get it, and you will get there. Just give it some time. Countless amounts of rage was put into this game with this sniper, and you'll get it. Trust me. I'm an average player. I'm speaking to average players. This isn't a video where I'm a pro player basically giving you tips, because pro players play a lot different than average players, and what people need is an average player speaking to an average player. Okay, so that's probably the longest sniper we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about the second hardest, in my opinion, which is the second hardest I had, which was the Paladin. A lot of people are going to crucify me. I'm not saying the Paladin is bad. The Paladin is a very good sniper rifle. In my opinion, it is the best sniper rifle, because it's more forgiving than all the sniper rifles. And by forgiving, I mean you can easily one-shot people in the face. So one shot, one kill medals are easy. They're going to come naturally to this gun. The one problem I had, which I really didn't have a problem with the sniper rifle, that this is a big step up from the Koshka in terms of difficulty, because it was a lot easier. I golded this thing in about a day of time. I have school and work and all that, so you know, I think I did pretty good. The one I definitely had trouble on was the Spectrum. I didn't even think about, like, this was the first sniper I tried to gold, and I didn't even think about picking up an enemy's weapon. I always recommend that, except for these last two snipers. Or even this sniper, I recommend rocking a certain secondary. But long shot medals, they come naturally with this Paladin. 50 kills, attachments, with no attachments comes naturally. Optic at 5 attachments. Setup I recommend. Setup I recommend is Recon. Best sight for this gun, in my opinion. You can pick whatever sight you want. I like Bermuda a lot. My attachments, I'm gonna rock Sight Loader, as it is like the best, like one of the best attachments. Stabilizer, I'm gonna rock High Caliber. I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna rock High Caliber, even though High Caliber on this rifle is not that good. And then I'm gonna rock High Caliber 2, basically allowing me to one-shot people at like the foot, I swear. And then for my last final attachment, I recommend FMJ, and we're not going to be using Stabilizer 2 because all it does is hold my breath longer, while Stabilizer 1 reduces sway, and that's what we want. You will get gold on this thing easier than the Koshka. If you start out with the Koshka, you're going to start off with the hardest one, and in my opinion, that's the way to go, because the road will be easy from there on out. The Koshka was the second one I tried to gold. It was a bitch. Double kills will come naturally, trust me. Collateral. This is a collateral machine. Bloodthirsties, you just got to play smart with this weapon. Don't try to quickscope people. You're not going to quickscope people. You see all these people kind of running and, you know, doing all this. But when rocking Bloodthirsties, when trying to get Bloodthirsties, basically, this gun is, you do not need a scope. What I recommend is Stabilizer I don't even recommend high caliber to be honest, because this rifle is a one-shot kill to head, chest, and shoulders. But if you really wanted to, you can rock high caliber 2 for that extra bit of forgiveness, and then you can rock stim shot or comsec or stim shot or acoustic sensor. And then I would rock tac mask, and I'd rock tracker, as tracker is one of the most important perks on sniper rifles. So this would be the setup I'd recommend for bloodthirsties. You will easily get these bloodthirsties, and they will not, they won't be as hard. Next sniper rifle, the Outlaw. The Outlaw is by far one of the most fun sniper rifles I've ever golded in my life. This thing is a headshot machine, and that's a good thing. The scope on it is fluent, it is smooth, and your one-shot, one-kill medals, a lot of people say go into hardcore for that. Honestly, I found myself using this gun mainly in core than any other game mode, or core TDM. I simply only recommend the reflex sight for scopes. For your 5 attachments, it's very simple. Of course, you want to use rapid fire, you want to use stabilizer, high caliber, you want to use quick draw, and either grip or hybrid mags. This gun is stable like a motherfucker. It's you aren't going to be losing a lot when using this weapon, so it's very fun. But when going for double kills, this thing's also a double kill beast. Long shot medals, this rifle has really short range out of most, and I think they all have the same range, but this one gets more long shots than anything in my opinion. So it's a one-shot kill to the head or the upper chest. Trust me, it's super consistent. Don't worry about the damage. If you really need to play with this thing in hardcore, it's still pretty good. Your bloodthirsties, they're easy. It's the easiest thing, or not the easiest thing. Your bloodthirsties, I would say rock either rapid fire. You're definitely gonna want to rock hybrid mags. You're going to want to rock reflex sight, as reflex sight is just the best. It's just the absolute best. High caliber for sure, or you don't really need to rock high caliber with the setup, so it's optional. Rapid fire is pretty ideal, but once again, you do not need that, as I do recommend grip on this build for good reason. And then the operator mod. Bolt cylinder makes this into a 3-round burst, but after that 3-round burst, you are going to need to cock back your bolt. That's why I don't really say use rapid fire or high caliber. Once you put on bolt cylinder, you are going to have to play a little bit more peek and shoot kind of thing. Hybrid mags allows you to reload faster, and at the same time, it allows you to hold more ammo, and that's what you want. The grip is going to help you keep that burst stabilized, and it basically turns into a super ABR, and that weapon is aight, but this thing will one burst anyone with ease. But after that burst, you are going to have to rechamber that burst, and for whatever reason, rapid fire doesn't work as well as it would on the regular gun, so that's why I don't really recommend rapid fire. And high caliber is meant to help one shot, but when you're firing a 3-round burst at someone, you're not really one-shotting them. Staying out of range, playing passive, it is the ideal setup for the bolt cylinder, but if you want to, you can play aggressive. You just have to play super smart. Other than that, you are set to go. You will gold this thing like it is nothing, especially if you gold Paladin and Koshka first. This thing is a beast of a weapon, and I do recommend golding this. It is so much fun. Okay, last sniper rifle, and this was the easiest one. I golded this one in about 6 or 7 hours in time, and I know people are gonna think I'm crazy, but it's the SDM. I know people are thinking like, what? How? This thing sucks. It really doesn't. Honestly, this thing, like, with attachments, doesn't have a lot to offer. I can see why. You unlock high caliber at a pretty nice weapon level, so it's not like it's absolutely horrible. Grip is actually really good. Stabilizer's but mainly what you want to rock for your 5 attachment, and I had so much fun rocking 5 attachments with this thing, is dual zoom. Oh, I rocked grip 2 because it does reduce that flinch, and reducing flinch is a nice thing on sniper rifles. I rocked stabilizer, and then rocked FMJ, as FMJ is actually a lot more useful. A lot of people swear by extended mags and this and that and this and that. Honestly, I don't see the point. That's my playstyle. The sight I recommend for dual zoom, I don't have naval, but the default one is probably the best one to go with. Just pick your reticle, and yeah. High caliber makes it a one-shot to the head. Yes, I know this gun doesn't one-shot to the head, and people are upset about that, but high caliber does make it one-shot to the head. And it is a slaying machine. I've gotten multiple quad feeds with this, and I'm not even that good. Okay, this thing is so good. This is your 5 attachments. At a range, you will never get flinched. High caliber will allow you to one-shot headshot people, and it is a reliable 2-shot to the body. So, getting your headshots done, you will have to get headshots with the SDM. Once again, just throw on high caliber and just grind out the kills, the levels. And if you get headshots on the way, cool, but once you get dual zoom and high caliber, I promise you this will be one of the best feeling sniper rifles. Other than that, you have no kills, or kills with no attachments. That was a bit of a pain for me, but it wasn't horrible. I just stayed back. Hold on. Double kills, they happen over time. This thing is a beast at double killing. I got this in about a game or two. So long shot medals, rock that icebreaker spot. There's plenty of people who show it. Purple Hex, 50 kills with an optic and 5 attachments. Here's that setup for you, and your Bloodthirsties. Like I said, this thing is probably the best feeling sniper rifle I've played with. So Bloodthirsties for me weren't a problem. I got these in about 2 to 3 games, and that was me just kind of holding choke points. This thing is a choke point beast, and I recommend it. Okay, so now after that, I want to talk about something. When golding sniper rifles, most people don't rock a secondary, which is completely fine. I understand that completely. But when I was golding sniper rifles, any of them for a fact, especially Outlaw and SDM, I rocked a certain secondary that really kind of helped complement my playstyle. That was the combat knife. It allowed me to go from here to here, just playing with it casually, and I wasn't really too focused on getting kills with this thing. But if someone rushed me, I would run into a building, hide behind a corner, and use my knife to turn the fight, and it would kill them. They would hate it, but it didn't really matter because I was still alive in the end. Rocking a combat knife, in my opinion, goes hand in hand with a sniper rifle. Because if someone does rush you and you don't have an enemy secondary, you're screwed, because you're basically forcing yourself with a sniper rifle into an SMG/AR gunfight. And if you aren't the best shot like me, if you aren't a pro player, you're most likely not going to win. It's no flame on you. We understand this game is pretty tough. The combat knife does stir it up, or turn it around a little bit to your favor. They will never expect a combat knife, especially if they think or know if you're using a sniper rifle. Other than that, it's pretty much just the usual. You pick up an enemy's SMG over the combat knife, but the combat knife acts as a substitute, and it's pretty fun to turn on people with this thing. It is super fun. As you can see, I got 110 kills with this thing, just rocking it as like a secondary to my snipers. So it's cool. It's quite fun. I do recommend a lot. It will also cut down a lot of the progress on your camos with the knife, which means more or less overall time using only the knife, which is great. Other than that, that's my advice. When rocking Bloodthirsties. One more thing, when rocking Bloodthirsties on the STM, the only thing I used was grip, high caliber, and dual zoom. I rock some perks and gear, and I also equipped my knife. Very simple. You could rock stabilizer. Grip 2 is pretty good on this. I'm happy there's a grip 2 on this, allowing it to kind of help at longer ranges. But other than that, that's my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. From average player to average player, this is my setup and guide on how to gold or diamond your sniper rifles. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, possibly subscribe. It would make my day. Peace out.